What's up, guys? I'm back in the video. It is currently 37 degrees outside, and y'all already know when I got this jacket on, y'all already know it's gonna be cold for the day. So, came to make this video because we're gonna talk about why Charlie's Angels flopped at the box office. So, I went to go see Charlie's Angels on Thursday at the early preview showing, and I'm gonna be quite honest. I should have known this movie was not gonna do well just by the fact that there were only 2 other people in the theater I was in. So, I'm like, yeah, this may not turn out okay. I thought, maybe it'll get number 2 at the box office, maybe with like 15 to 20 million, and I had it in my fantasy movie league too. But when the actuals came in for Friday, people were jumping on and saying, oh no, it's a flop. I'm like, okay, wait for the Saturday actuals to come in, and then, we'll make our predictions on Sunday. They were right. Basically, the movie flopped to 8.5 million opening weekend at number 3. And it had a $50 million budget, not counting marketing. Internationally, it did 19 million, so they would have to make 100 million total to basically break even. And by the looks of it, and the current movie calendar, it's not going to happen. So what happened to make this movie just fall at the box office? There are some people that are looking forward to it because it's, they love the franchise, and they had some notable people in this movie. Kristen Stewart and Naomi Scott, who just did Aladdin, and people like Elizabeth Banks. But at the same time, you have to look at the cast, and I'm not putting all the blame on them. It's just when it came down to it, I remember back when I first heard about it last year, Lupita Nyong'o was tapped on to star in the movie, and then she left the project. So I was like, okay, y'all have Kristen Stewart, and then you added Naomi Scott, who was still new. Aladdin had to come out at that time, and then Elle Balinska, who is a relatively new character to the U.S. She's well known in the U.K. I'm sorry for my phone shaking, y'all. I'm holding it right now. So you have a cast of newcomers and someone who's been in the indie circuit for so long. Because I know Kristen Stewart wanted to stray away from the Bella character from Twilight for the longest time, and she's been trying to do it. She's mainly been in indie fix. The only big movie that she was in last was like the Snow White movie, and that had a whole scandal in of itself with her and the director, so we ain't gonna go into that. Now Elizabeth Banks is defending the movie, basically saying it's men's fault that it flopped and people aren't supporting female led movies. I'm just like, ma'am, have you not seen Captain Marvel and Hustlers? Because one made over $100 million and might get J.Lo an Oscar. The other one made over $1 billion and can be added to the Marvel success vault. So you don't have a solid case here. Also, according to Deadline, I'm sorry y'all, my alarm's going off. According to Deadline, there were a bunch of script changes during the production. That's why, some of the stuff we see in the trailer aren't in the movie officially, as well as the marketing budget was cut in half. And I pointed this out. The marketing was underwhelming because, from the trailers, it doesn't look like, do I want to go see this? I was like, I'm going to give it a chance. But initially, my reaction to the first trailer, I was like, okay, do we really need it? And that was the question. And one of the speakers on the John Campea show pointed this out. Basically, Charlie's Angels, it's a long-running franchise. And it's kind of an old story that's been retold 50 different times. We had 2 movies, in the early 2000s that made it work. You had a bomb soundtrack that went with Destiny's Child. Then we had the TV show that flopped after 7 episodes. That was produced by Drew Barrymore. Then you have this new retelling of the movie. You have a new cast, different director, different script. And it just doesn't work the same. The action was underwhelming, and really just the overall story, it has the funny sides to it, but it doesn't make up for the fact that it was kind of a lackluster movie. Also, I'm gonna note the soundtrack because I'm gonna do a separate video on that, but when you're kind of relying on the soundtrack to kind of be your perfect people to go see the movie, it's kind of like meh, no slam towards Ariana, but the title single, Ghost Call Me Angel, it was for the moment for a good 2 weeks, but now it's just on the back burner and people have forgotten about it at this point. So I think with this adding on to the number of failed reboots that have happened the last couple of years, I think studios will look at it as like, okay, we need to stop touching these long-term projects and just go back to the originals, which I'll be totally okay with. Anyway, it's your girl. Peace out. My love. Have a great week. Bye.